This episode is made possible by our sponsor, Landmark College, the college for students who learn differently, offering comprehensive supports for students with ADHD and other learning differences, both on campus and online. Learn more at lcdistraction.org.
Hey, welcome back to Distraction. I am your guest host, René Brooks, and today we are going to talk about bedtime routines. Are you super tired? Like every day, does it feel like you're getting up and you're like dragging yourself off of your pillow? Because if you do, it might be time to start thinking about how much sleep you're getting. If you're not getting like approximately 7 to 9 hours of sleep, or if you're getting less than that and it's not good quality sleep, that's even more important. There's kind of a variety of sleep disorders that can come to play along with ADHD. And in fact, as we speak, I am sitting next to my handy dandy sleep apnea machine, which has a connection with ADHD as well. I know you don't believe me. It's okay. Go to Google, fact check me, sleep apnea and ADHD. There's a connection. Restless leg syndrome too. So if you've got issues with sleeping anyway, and then you throw in these sleep disorders, you can feel super drained, and all the stimulant in the world cannot compensate for a bad sleep routine, or never mind the sleep routine. If you're not sleeping, stimulants can't save you from that. The only thing that can give you the energy you need consistently is sleeping. So if you're having difficulty with that, you kind of want to get in some sort of rhythm where you can prioritize sleep, which I know is difficult for us because we are always chasing behind the ball, trying to keep it rolling, or we're procrastinating. And where do we take from in our schedules when we're behind or when we're on a deadline? We always go, I'll just steal a couple of hours from sleeping. But when you've routinely stolen, you'll get into something called sleep deficit, which is also a thing. Google that too. Or maybe I'll be nice and ask Sarah if she'll put it in the show notes for you. That seems like a nice thing to do. I'll do that. So it's time to get yourself into a sleep routine if you're already struggling with that. And routine for people with ADHD can be difficult because at first it's like, wow, this is great. I'm doing it. It feels so much better. I'm getting more sleep. We're good. And then one day you're just like, I don't want to do this ever again. This routine is awful and boring and I hate it. Here's the thing. When it gets like that, when you're creating a routine, like you know in advance that the routine is going to get awful and boring and you'll hate it. Create an alternative version of a routine so that you have something to go to when it becomes awful and boring and you hate it. Shocking, I know, but you can plan for that in advance. Like, we really kind of punish ourselves when we do that, when we go, oh, I know one of these days that routine's not going to work. That's a feature. That's not a failure. Like that's how when we talk about accepting yourself for who you are with ADHD, that's one of the things. When you create a routine, eventually it is going to become mundane and it is going to fail you. Create other routines or go back to an old routine because then it'll be fresh again. Have you ever picked something up and gone, "Oh my gosh, this is so useful. This is so helpful. Why did I ever stop doing this?" You stopped doing it because it was boring and you hated it and it was goofy and you never wanted to do it again. Now that it is not boring you to death, it's fresh, it's new, it's innovative, you love it, you don't know why you stopped it. That's why. Now you know. So here's what you do to get yourself kind of in sync with a successful ADHD bedtime routine. Like, here's the key elements that you need. You need it to be simple. Do not have an 8-step routine. You're not going to do it. It's going to frustrate you. You'll have difficulty remembering it. So, like 3 steps: Drink the sleepy time tea, put your jammies on, get in bed. That could be one. Doesn't have to be that one. Whatever it is for you, it could be take a shower, go to bed naked, turn the lights off, make sure the room's the right temperature. I don't know. That's the most important. The second most important thing about routine, it needs to be yours. Only you know what you need. A lot of times we feel like I don't want to think about what I need because I'm the person struggling. So clearly I don't do that well. Fair enough. But you also are the only person who knows what you need to feel comfortable to fall asleep. So it's okay to trust yourself in that area. Other tip, make it pleasant. Again, that's one of the reasons why you're keeping it simple. But if you make it like, I'm going to make sure that the house is completely clean before I go to bed, or I'm going to make sure that I don't know, clip my dog's toenails, which I hate doing before I go to bed. Like, don't make the last moments of your day be about doing stuff that you absolutely hate to do. So make it pleasant. And make it be something that leaves you feeling prepared for the next day, like confidently so, if you can. Like, I don't know, hang your work bag on the front door so when you're walking out, you literally cannot leave the bag without I don't know. I'm not going to give you a bunch of suggestions here because I think the most important thing is for you to really take some time and sit down. I don't know if you want to get a piece of paper. I don't know if you want to voice record it, but really sit down and think about what you want to do before you go to bed. What do you need to feel comfortable? What does it smell like? What does it feel like? What do you want? Do you want the bed to be made? Like for years, I would leave my bed messy in the morning and come home and make it because sleeping in a made bed is what feels good to me. I don't care if it's not made during the day. That doesn't have anything to do with me. When I'm in it, I want it to be made. So I would make the bed before I got in it and leave it messy in the morning. Yes, that's true. You can ask my mom. So that's what I would recommend. And if you find that you're feeling routinely drained and you never get any sleep, might be time to give the doctor a call and call them in and maybe look at a sleep study or something like that. It's really important that you get to bed. Okay? Thanks for listening. Please reach out to us and let us know what you think. Record a voice memo or write an email and send it to connect@distractionpodcast.com. Distraction is created by Sounds Great Media. Our producer is Sarah Gurdon. I'm René Brooks. You can find me at blackgirllostkeys.com and on Twitter at BLKGirlLostKeys.
The episode you just heard was made possible by our sponsor, Landmark College, the college for students who learn differently, offering comprehensive supports for students with ADHD and other learning differences, both on campus and online. Learn more at lcdistraction.org.